Hello and welcome everybody to this build video for the ACPE BelieveIT Minibadge. Whether you're on site or getting this after the fact, you're going to need some components. So first of all, we're going to need 4 of these little legs, I'll call them. They're just headers of 2 pins each. We'll need 4 of those. There should be some 430 ohm resistors available, and you'll just bend those legs down at almost a 90-degree angle. Doesn't have to be precise. And then you should also have an LED. Red complements the blue for the colors of the conference this year. So there we are. So first off, you'll need a soldering iron. I prefer a portable pencil, but right now I'm working with a station and I'm setting it to about 700 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's warming up right now. So I'm going to go ahead and position my components. So first off, I'm going to flip this over and you'll see R1, that means resistor 1. So I'm going to take the resistor provided and I'm going to put a leg through each of these holes. It doesn't matter the direction. Okay. And push it all the way down to the board, and on the back side I'll flip it over and I'll push these legs out to the side, and that just holds it from falling out, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in these little legs here. The short side goes into the board, so that into the underside of the board, so that the long side is facing up. And then if you want to, these aren't quite going to fit, so they would be available for stability if you wanted an extra pin. So I'm going to say just grab 2 legs, work with 2 legs, and it should work just fine. Okay? These, however, will want to fall out when I flip it back over, so I'm going to use gravity to my advantage here and just lean those up there. The other thing you can do is, if you've already built a level 1 board, little USB header board, you can use it to hold everything still. So I'm going to pause the camera real quick and do that for you now. And I'm back. Wouldn't you know, I didn't have any level 1 boards just laying around, so I am going to use this old board from the Rocket Conference. So I'm going to put my pins into the 8-pin header here with the long side down and the short side up, and then when I place the badge on there, it's all lined up properly, and I'll solder those on first, followed by the resistors. So got my soldering iron here, and I've got an extra fine tip on here. I'm going to go ahead and tin it up and get it all shiny so that things flow more easily. For those who are curious, I'm currently working on over a silicone project pad, which is easily available on Amazon, and they're so nice to have, and they're fire resistant. So now that I've got that done, the pins take the longest, so I'm going to do them first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just enough that it starts soaking up the stuff. And I'm just blowing the smoke away because my fume extracting fan is too loud to do recordings with. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can count to 7 or so, just based on former experience. And these fine tips are great for surface mount things, but they don't conduct as much heat for these larger items, so standard tip would be better. Now when it's time to do the LED, I'm going to be looking at the back side. You'll see that there's a square hole and a round hole. And if you flip this over, it will tell you which side of the LED needs to go where. So you'll see D1 means diode, and there's a flat side on this diagram, and you'll notice on the LED that there's also a flat side. It's not perfectly round, okay? The shorter leg is the flat side, okay? And you want that to correspond with the flat side here. So long leg through the circle, short leg through the square. That's what we want it to be, okay? In this case, we're not going to wrap it around. It's not going to make the badge glow from the inside. It's just going to radiate out the outside. So you can run that all the way down to the board if you want. I'm going to give myself just a little bit of room, and so I can bend it up and against the center. So now I'm just going to flip this over and bend these legs to the side at the length that I want, and that'll just hold the LED in place from falling out while I solder it. Okay, so then if I stick it back on my little board here, I'm ready to solder. So here goes nothing. Now all the components are soldered on. I need to clip off the extras. These things really like to fly, so I'm going to hold them as I chop them with my little side cutters here, which are super handy to have and very inexpensive. So if you don't have any flush side cutters yet, I would encourage you to get a set. All right, now that I have that, I'm going to take my LED here and I'm going to bend it over so that it shoots the light out the top. Okay, again, no light's going to pass through this thing anyhow. It's just going to radiate out the sides for some ambiance, so it's not even necessary. When you're testing this, use a wall wart or something as a power source you don't care about. Don't plug this directly into your laptop, just in case something got wired wrong. And then when you plug it in to the power supply, you should get a faint LED glow. Now, you can't quite see it I'm sitting here in front of a window. The glow is very faint. There it is. Yeah, you can see. So hopefully the idea is, in a dark area, it'll just faintly glow off the sides. So that's how to build the BelieveIT Minibadge. Have fun.